All right, what's up, guys? This is Mr. Santana with the Grantham Science Department. Today, we're going to be going over is stimulus and response. And so there's no better way to get into it than just let's just do it. All right, stimulus. So if you're doing like an interactive journal, go ahead and get that out and start doing that. If you're doing just a physical journal, you can go ahead and do that as well, or anything in between that. But so stimulus is any change in the organism's environment that causes a response. And the easiest way to remember this, guys, is like anything that makes you do something, right? Anything that causes you to react. Let's say, I don't know, your mom tells you you have to go wash dishes. You're washing dishes, right? And then you hear a car wreck outside, right? So the stimulus in that situation is that you hear a car wreck. What's going to be your response? 100% of the time you're gonna go outside and you're gonna be like, oh, what's happening? You're gonna be very chismoso, right? And so that is your response. So stimulus is anything that makes you do an action. Response. This is like even easier. Response is your reaction. So let's go back to our example. You're washing dishes. You hear a car wreck. Boom, right? That's the stimulus. So your response is your reaction. What are you going to go do? You're going to go out there and be like, I heard it too. Yeah, they were like, that's what you're going to do. And so a response is a reaction. So response, and the easiest definition is just a reaction. We'll do two or three of these together. Examples of stimulus and their responses. It says you are hungry, so you eat some food. What is the stimulus? Being hungry. When you're hungry, what is your response? You go find some food, right? You eat your Takis or your Hot Pockets or whatever it is you eat. So that is your response. Stimulus, response. All right, here's another one. A dog is hot, so it lies in the shade. The dog being hot is the what? No, stimulus. I'm just kidding. You might have got it right. So stimulus. A dog is hot. What is this reaction? It goes lies in the shade. All right. Stimulus, hot. Response, find shade. And so that's one way to be looking at it, guys. Just like humans, plants also respond to their environment. They just move a lot slower than humans, but the plants do move around. If you don't believe me, go look at the plants you have in your house and see where all the leaves are pointed. If you do have plants in your house, their leaves will be pointed towards whatever is the closest window or the biggest light in your house. All right, so now go to your mom or your dad or your siblings and tell them about stimulus and response. Go ahead and pause the video. Go talk to your whoever's in your house, your abuela, whoever's there, and tell them about stimulus response. All right, now that you're back, we'll keep moving. So we went over stimulus and response, but there's actually two types of stimuli. There's two things that causes you to reaction. There's an internal stimuli and an external stimuli. All right, we'll go into more detail. External stimulus is anything outside of an organism. So if we're just going to take ourselves as the example, right? Um, Anything that happens outside of our body around us, that's going to be an external stimulus, right? Um, we'll do the car example again. You hear a car wreck, that is outside our body, and so therefore that is an external stimulus. And another way to remember, whenever you see the word EX or the letters EX, it always means outside, right? Like what does exit mean? I mean, yeah, it means you're about to leave the building outside, right? Um, so that's whenever you see the EX, that's what that means. Internal is going to be anything that comes from within the body. All right, anything inside the body is going to be internal. And really, guys, there's only 3 examples that are internal that you'll be tested on. There might be others, but the big 3 are going to be, I'll put, if you're hungry, that's internal. And maybe we'll put thirsty in there as well. And the other one is if you're being sick, right? When you are sick, what does your body do? It does a couple of things, right? The most obvious one is if you have a fever, that's because you're sick. What's the other thing that happens when you're sick? Right? And so that is the other option. So basically, when you're hungry and thirsty, and then when you're sick, are going to be internal stimuli. What are your reactions when you're hungry? You eat your Hot Pocket. When you're thirsty, you drink whatever it is that you drink. When you're sick, your reactions are fever, throwing up, and maybe a little bit diarrhea, right? All right, let's go on. So go ahead and create a T-chart. Let's see if I have a writing tool here. Ooh, I do. I have a writing tool. So create a T-chart. And then we're going to have internal. So I'll just do in. And then external. You can work ahead, guys. So make sure either pause the video or work ahead and see if you're right. Place the letters in your stimulus. You have a stomach ache and decide to lay down. A stomach ache, I would consider that to be being sick. And so that one's going to be internal. All right, a bird is thirsty and it wants some water. And so again, we talked about it. This is one of the examples of being thirsty is going to be internal. Boop, boop. A squirrel sees a cat and he runs up a tree. The squirrel seeing the cat is outside the body, and so that's going to be external. A lion gets hungry and it eats a gazelle. It's hungry, and so being hungry is going to be the other internal example. Boop. And then you see a spider and you scream. All right, so you're seeing your spider and then you scream, and so that is going to be outside the body, and you go bam. All right, let me get back my pointer and let's see if we can go. Oh my God, this is staying there. Ah, should be a better way to do this. All right, let's go on. Oh, this is another example. This is a big word, homeostasis. It comes up all the time in 7th grade, so you're just gonna need to learn it. All right. Homeostasis is basically how your body does everything to help you stay alive, to keep balance, right? For example, if you get sick, what does your body do? It raises your temperature, so that kills off all the viruses in you, and then it goes back to being the same temperature. So that is one way it's regulating your body to be alive, to be balanced. Here's another example. What happens if you don't have enough oxygen? What do? Right, you're breathing in, right? Is your body's kind of controlling that. Most of us, in fact, I'm willing to say all of us aren't like, I need to breathe now. Oh, I'm out of oxygen. I need to breathe now. Your body kind of is taking control of that, and you just end up doing it, right? And so homeostasis is all those things your body does to keep you alive, to keep your whole body in check and be really good. Is that it? Is that it? I think that's it, guys.